sharing the truth one fact at a time. This is the Free America Radio Network.
Hey folks, this is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce right here for the Wayne S. Pierce Show. I will be on live later, so I will keep you updated on the Wayne S. Pierce Show and also Free America Radio on Facebook. So stay tuned and keep looking out for more information. A lot going on. I want to get into basically the discussion about minimum wage. What is it? Why is it? All of that. Well, we all know if we can just take 5 minutes of our time and go check it out and research it, we know what it is, who started it, I mean, all of it. But here's the thing. A big debate has come up in the last several months as to Congress is looking at raising the minimum wage to $10.10 an hour. States are saying, no, you can't do that. It's going to ruin, small business, all this, all of it, okay? Well, the thing is that if you raise the minimum wage, that means stores and fast food joints and restaurants are going to have to raise their prices, which, of course, gets into your pocket. Do not raise the minimum wage, period. Why? Because mom and pops will have to lay off. There's more people on the unemployment line at that point. The evidence is there. The statistics are there. Everything is there. You start raising the wages. You start raising the wages. That means there's profit taken out of the company. That means there's operating capital taken out of the company. And the only way that a company can survive is if at that point they start laying off people or getting rid of some of the advertising or not donating to certain organizations in town or whatever. And it becomes, it's a destructive principle to raise the minimum wage. Guess what? Here in Nevada, $8.25 is the minimum wage. And that's if they do not offer health care coverage or a health care package for you. It's $7.55 if they offer that to you. There is absolutely, positively no way anyone can basically live on a minimum wage. Absolutely not. There is absolutely no way. And here's why. Apartments, a decent apartment is anywhere between $600 to $800 a month. You've got utilities for that apartment. Okay? You've got, here in Reno, Nevada, of course, you've got food. And if you drive, you've got car and gas and insurance and, you name it. It's very difficult. Okay? Raising the minimum wage is not going to allow you to pay for those things and still have money left in your pocket. No. Those things are going to go up. Gas prices are going to go up. Rents are going to go up. Stuff like that. If a person says, well, I want to make more in my pocket, so I'm going to raise the cost of, I'm going to raise the prices in my shop because I want a little more money in my pocket. Okay? That means that the business owner is going to have to do something to justify that raise in the cost of the items in his shop. He's going to have to look at that. He's going to have to examine it. Well, is he going to, if the work is delegated out to the right number of people for the business to be sustained, then he doesn't have to raise any wages, anything of that nature. He just has to be able to operate his business. But when you raise the minimum wage, okay, hold on to that word, the minimum wage, then what you're doing is you're going to have to raise those prices a little more to compensate for that raise in the minimum wage. It's real simple. And I've said it before. It is destructive. It always has been. It always will be. Well, how are people going to live? Easy. A fair market living wage. Not a, fair wage, this wage, you got experience here, you get more, you get, no. What I'm talking about is going into the job market, either for the first time or after you've been out a while, and getting that wage for that position, not what the company thinks that position is worth, but what that position is worth on the open market in that particular region. Okay? Well, that means if somebody's working in here's the argument. A hypothetical argument. Here this is. If a warehouseman, person in a warehouse on a forklift, putting orders up, loading up trucks, that kind of thing. Okay? If a warehouseman who has at least 7 years experience doing this, if he is, say the company folds, goes under, and he has to go get another job, his position is worth on the open market X number of dollars per hour. And he wants that wage, or he wants his wage that he was making before. Now, companies say, well, this other company says that they can't do it because they only pay their people starting out this number of, this amount of money per hour. But he's been a supervisor, he's up there, and he's going to have to start at the bottom? No. You're going to work it out to where both, if there's already a supervisor in the warehouse, where both supervisors can work together. Okay, because he has the experience to run that warehouse. Why should he have to start out at the bottom? This is one of the arguments. And hypothetically speaking, in that type of scenario, the person that you want to hire should have the experience and the knowledge to do the work that you are hiring them to do. And the market value of that position in that region should be paid to that person. Now, a lot of people say, well, you got to look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you got to look at this, you got to look at that, you got to look at the economy, you got to look at this, you got to look at the tax base, there's all these variables involved. But if the average person with at least 10 years experience in a warehouse, driving forklift, being a boss, being a supervisor, that kind of thing, if he was making, I'll throw a number out here, if he was making $15 an hour and the company folds, the economy in that region sucked and whatever, and then he moves elsewhere, either another part of the city or another state, then in that region, depending upon his experience and his knowledge, he should get paid the fair market living wage per that region. It could be $1 less, it could be $5 more. Who knows? But anybody that has that type of experience should get that fair market living wage per region for the for that position on the open market, not what the boss thinks that position should be, not that the owner should say, well, that position is only worth this, but the open market says it's worth a third more. Well, I can't pay you that. You're going to have to go someplace else. This is a hypothetical situation, and it possibly happens elsewhere. But starting out to work, coming out of high school, coming out of college, doing what, you have to do to survive. If you have the knowledge of a position, and let's say you've had odd jobs up to the point of either graduating high school or graduating college, you're going to be in your early 20s, maybe mid-20s, depending, and I know older people that go back to college too and graduate with degrees, and they're in their 50s and 60s. So when you start out working, 18 to 25, when you start out working, okay, again, you don't have the experience to get that extra money. You start out. Here's a suggestion that possibly could work. You number crunchers out there should tell me whether or not it would. Okay. A salary, a starting salary of X, because you don't have any experience in that, that particular position, but you have the knowledge of that position, you should get a salary based upon that knowledge and, what else you know about that position. Okay? So, what is that fair market value? What is that fair market salary that you need to start out? Again, the position is worth on the open market X number of dollars per hour. But it's easier to give a person a salary. Not less than what the market value of that position is, but equivalent to it, if not exactly that amount. Now, how is that going to work? How is that company going to survive? There's all sorts of variables involved. I talked about them before. To raise this price, got to do this, and the suppliers got to do this, and all that. But let's go to the other end of that spectrum, shall we? Why is it that a place like Walmart can pay their people starting out, I don't know how much they make starting out, and work them part-time and still make gobs of money? Let me give you the reality that I see. Walmart can work each and every single one of those basic employees, not management, basic employees in each of their stores 40 hours a week, starting out at $12 an hour. Okay? If their distribution center can pay their warehouse people $15 an hour to start, yeah, they can pay their employees $12 an hour starting out. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that these people, this might be their first job. This might be their second job. This might be a part-time job for them because they have a full-time job. Okay? This might be a number of things. But if Walmart can make billions of dollars a year, they can stop and pay their damn people $12 an hour starting out. Okay? Now, where is it that says that a person working should not get a fair market living wage? Where is it? What document can you put into my face that says this company cannot do it and will not do it? Well, another piece of reality check here, folks. The economy doesn't suck. The money flow in this country has slowed down to a point at which it is seen as a recession. Because the money flow has slowed down, people have gotten laid off, gotten terminated, all this, whatever, and there's 93 million unemployed people out there. The only reason why money flow has slowed down, I'm talking locally and statewide and nationally, the only reason from what I've seen, the only reason why the money flow has slowed down is because of overregulation, because of certain elements in from the government telling a business this is what has to be done. A lot of your quote unquote green philosophies that are out there. A lot of this stuff that does not make sense, that does not make the job any easier or worth more than what it is on the open market. When I say job, I'm talking position, that position value in the open market. Now, a lot of people might think, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Really? How come I studied this all? How come I studied all this stuff and can realize who's screwing who in the process? Okay? Mom and pops survive because mom and pop work the business. Okay? But how did these convenience stores down the block from where you live, how can they survive? They say they survive because of quick, convenient, somebody needs, diapers. They go in there and get them. Or somebody needs a soda, or somebody needs gas, or whatever, They go in and get it. It's convenient. It's not really convenient when the prices are 75 to 80% higher than any place else. But it's there, you're there, it's compulsive buying. That's what it is. If you go in and just get gas and walk out, you don't have to worry about it. But, even then. So how do we go from paying to live, or let me rephrase that. How do we go from living to pay to paying to live? How do we go from there? We have to look at the value of the position we are in the open market. I'm not talking about national labor statistics or anything like that. That's a guide. That's pretty good and it's pretty accurate. But let's not talk about that because some of those numbers don't reflect the economy in each region or in each state or in each city. They don't. Go look at them. They're looking nationally, and then they break it down in an average, and then they go from there. But we have to look at the value of the position in the open market. Then we look at, and then B, we have to look at the amount of worth, dollar-wise, whatever, of that position. That should equal your fair market living wage. I am not talking about being able to go out and buy a 50-inch screen TV or an H3 Hummer. I'm talking about paying your rent, paying your food, paying your utilities, and if you have a car, paying for gas and the insurance, and having a few bucks left over in your pocket at the end of the month. That's what I'm talking about. All this other stuff, your cell phones, your TVs, your this, your that, whatever, your game consoles, whatever it is, all that is bullcrap. You just have to understand the basic principles of basic living. Okay? Got to pay the rent, utilities, car insurance, and gas for the car to get back and forth to work. Well, where's my extra money where I can go out to the bar or go somewhere or just go out to dinner or something? Well, you're just going to have to save up a few bucks. Don't go out to the bar every week. Don't buy that Starbucks coffee every day. Don't, don't go out to dinner but once a month. Well, I want to get season tickets to the local baseball game and go there. Well, that's tough. You're going to have to do without. Mama didn't raise no fool. I made my mistakes. I'm trying to tell you what I see and what I know. I mean, take it from there, figure it out on your own. But we have to understand the basic principles of living. Okay? My grandma, if she wanted something, she'd save for it. If I wanted something, I would save for it. If I had the money right away, I'd get it. But if I wanted something, I would save my money and get it. And for goodness sakes, a lot of these financial analysts are saying the same thing that I've heard almost all my life. Get rid of your damn credit cards. Well, I can't live without them. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You got one card in your wallet, and that is your bank ATM card. If you don't have the money in that account, you sure as hell don't need to jack up a debt that you can't pay. I should know. Been there. Okay? It's one of the things that I understand that's going on in this country today is that everybody wants everything under the sun. I want the best car. I want the best TV. I want this and I want that. The only reason why you do that is because you're a narcissistic, selfish SOB that wants to look better than your neighbor. That's all that is. No, that's not it. And I can hear the arguments now. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. My neighbor's got a four-wheel drive Dodge pickup and I want to get a big ol' ass Hummer just to show him up. That's all you're doing. Life is not a competition. And life is not a compromise. Life is consideration of today and tomorrow. Life is what life is. You do the best you can today to survive it. You do the best you can tomorrow to survive it. You make plans to find happiness somewhere in that, time frame that you're on this planet. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, and you can think about this on your own, but as far as I'm concerned, it's good enough for me. As long as I wake up every day, I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm grateful to be doing what I do. So think about the minimum wage. And then think about a fair market living wage, considering the position, the worth of that position in the open market. Not union wages, not this, not that. Forget the unions. They've outlived their usefulness. They serve no purpose. They're done. They're a shell of what they used to be. They're not even a shell, and that shell is cracked if it was anyway. So just don't even think about it. Just don't even put yourself in a position to where you're even going to consider joining a union. Well, better pay, better working conditions. Did you know that if you did not work for a union and your boss in your company is treating you like crap and has a very unsafe working environment, you can turn them into the state? You can turn them. Well, then I lose my job and I want somebody back there to give my job back. If you're working in an unsafe environment with a stupid boss, I think you have bigger problems in yourself, and I think you need to be looking for a new job. I hear it all the time. If you don't like doing what you're doing, find something else. Okay. That's my ticket to ride, baby. I'm out of there. You just gave me an out. You know, been there several times in my working career. So, anyway, folks, come join me on the Wayne S. Pierce Show today. I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to combine the show with the views expressed today. But I will say this. Look at the Wayne S. Pierce Show and the Free America Radio Facebook pages. I will tell you more. And if you do not hear me live at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, don't worry about it. I'll put together a podcast and upload it. You know, because I've been busy the last several days and this past weekend, and I got some irons in the fire, and I got to pay attention to those before they melt. You know what I mean? So, if I am on live, you'll know it from the Facebook page. If I'm not, you'll know that too once you get notified that there's a podcast that has been uploaded. So, I want to make sure that you come join me on the views expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on freeamericaradio.us, on wakingupthemasses.com, on Spreaker.com, and on 1610 AM in the Chickamauga, Georgia area. And if you want more information about the Wayne S. Pierce Show, please go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com for more information. If you want information on the views expressed live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, go to freeamericaradio.us for more information on that as well. I hope to hear from you. Email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. And folks, come join me, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the Views Expressed live on Free America Radio Network at freeamericaradio.us.
It's no longer a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. The TSA is out on the streets. The FBI is spying on you. And you are in the crosshairs of the New World Order. Come listen to The Views Expressed with your host, Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com.
Listen to the Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. Remember, folks, hey, welcome back. Remember, the Views Expressed live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on freeamericaradio.us, wakingupthemasses.com, Spreaker.com, and on 1610 in the AM in the Chickamauga, Georgia area. 1610 AM in the Chickamauga, Georgia area, over there where Bob Brutus is with Waking Up the Masses Radio Network. Hey, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go away now. Come join me again on The Views Expressed, live at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Got a lot going on. Got a lot to talk about. I will talk to you folks then.